Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea. We have a fantastic game here between Dragon Phoenix Gaming Cure, in my opinion the most underrated player currently in the world, while being one of the best, and in the top left Solar, who also is very good, but I don't think is quite as underrated as Cure is. Whenever people talk about the best Terran players, they mention Maru, they mention Clem. Some people will say, well, what about Innovation, Dream and Bunny? And then there will be this one guy that mentions Cure as well, but I think Cure deserves more, he deserves better. He's been absolutely blasting everyone online. And the only problem is that he hasn't really been performing when it matters in the bigger tournaments. But it's obvious to me he has the skill level to do that. He's been winning EPT Cups in Korea, in America. He's been showing good results in other online leagues as well. It's just, we're basically waiting for the day that he actually wins the GSL. Last year he got second place in the GSL, lost to TY I believe. We saw him do pretty well in TSL 7 as well earlier this year, but yeah, we've just been missing the big break, you know, the win, a big international tournament win or a GSL win. It's all he's really missing at this point. So we see Cure is opening up with a standard Reaper expand, and at the same time we see Solar opening up with what looks to be, well, just a standard hatchery first as well. So we're going to be going into a normal looking game here on Romanticide, one of the larger maps in the map pool, one of the maps in the map pool where it's very difficult to attack your opponent on, especially if you're a Zerg player. We'll see what Solar decides to do this game. Of course, in recent times we've seen the Ling Baneling openers become extremely popular because it's so difficult to die. Ooh, here we go. Gonna be going for the triangle formation with the 3 bases, and this is something that if you'd ask the average European Zerg player, they would say this is stupid, this is dumb, this makes no sense. And there's decent reasons for that. There's decent reasons why they say that, and I'll explain them to you after we watch Cure micro his heart out. See if he gets anything done here with the Reapers. Gonna be going for these Lings. One Ling is going to fall. Second Ling might also fall. All of these Lings are really low. We're gonna see a drone pool even. 3 Lings are gonna... No, misses one shot. I think that hit the hatchery instead. Yep. Tiny bit of a misclick. Now he's even gonna try to dive in for a creep tumor. Cure is really active with this Reaper. Let's take a look at how fast he's been playing. 355 average APM. That's not half bad. I think you can be pretty happy if you're Cure with that. Now the reason why this base is so uncommon is because of the further on expansion pattern that you'll now need to use. So usually what happens in TVZ... Oh, look at Cure. And Cure doesn't mess about. Look at that scouting. It's gonna go deep. It's gonna most likely lose this Reaper though, but I think he's gonna be fine with... No, it's not. It's gonna keep it alive. Actually going to keep it alive. Now, let me explain to you once and for all why this third base is not very popular. The reason is extremely simple. If you take this forward third base, first of all, you can start working on those rocks a lot earlier, which makes future tank pushes and even mines in good positions a lot less powerful. You get your creep spread further on the map faster, you can start going up these ramps, you can really defend your creep in a proper way, while if you take this base, there's really only 2 ways you can go, and one of these ways can be denied by Hellions. If you take this as your third base, that means this as your fourth and this is your fifth at basically the same time is very viable, because you often want extra hatcheries in ZVT, especially if you're playing a Ling Bane early game. So the fact that he's taking this third base might indicate that he doesn't want to be going into a Ling Bane early game, but perhaps maybe we'll see something like roaches, or perhaps he doesn't give a crap and he's gonna get a macro hatch. Because taking this 5th base is going to be so difficult if your creature spread doesn't start here and your 4th base is over here. Like these bases, they need to be defended in the same type of vein. Well, if you take this as your 5th, yeah, you only need 2 tumors here and 2 tumors here, and you can defend your or 2 tumors here, you can defend your 4th and 5th. In this case, you need like 5-6 tumors into this direction in order to be able to do something. Now that I spent the past 2.5 minutes talking about why I don't like that as a third base, I also don't mind it as much. It's still a viable defense mechanism. This is an accidental finish of the Spore. No, maybe it was on purpose actually. It's a little bit early, but perhaps if this was a Liberator first, it would have been nice to have. We're going to be going into an 8 Hellion Viking Liberator opener. Viking will try to take care of as many overlords as possible, and then the Liberator comes in, tries to do a little bit of damage where there is no vision. So it means that Solar will have way less time to respond. He has a decent amount of queens with 7. We see 3 queens over here, 2 on this location. Let's take a look what this Liberator will be able to do, and we'll go into first person view there for Solar to see exactly what his response is. Okay, now he sees it on the minimap. Viking, oh look at that. The Spore is already being placed somewhere else, but Liberator is actually going into the main base. Solar, oh, no Spore there. Does build a Spore immediately with one of the drones, make sure it doesn't die, and this queen will take care of that. At the same time, of course, he's still dealing with the Hellions, and this gets pushed away at least temporarily. So the Liberator will be hanging in the back there. The queen, ooh, second queen shows up. This is a dead Liberator. Nice start here for Solar, who doesn't really take any major damage, doesn't even lose a queen, and the Liberator goes down, and that's really all the threat there is here from the air units. Viking is still alive, I think killed 1 Overlord and tried to land, didn't do much there either. Hellion rotations are very difficult because of the simple fact that this rotation is extremely long. Ooh, this has potential for a run by the way here, you can see that. Or perhaps even trying to catch these Hellions. Cure needs to be careful, because now these queens are coming in as well. Link's trying to go in for a surround. We'll be able to get a couple of Hellions, but I think this ends up being an okay trade here for our good friend Cure. Who, only 17 Links killed, well, 3 Hellions down. 1 Lip being down already is of course really nice. I like this Viking patrolling here. We see the fort base is done at 644 already. That's a rapid fort base. And soon we'll need to see either a 5th base, or we're going to need to see a hatchery. We are playing 5 gas Ling Bane here. Well, we are. Solar is. We're watching him play it. But we're observing now. Doing a nice little look. Not the greatest micro on the Baneling, should be moved forward a little bit more. Just a couple of more links perhaps than he wanted to. Look how poor the creep spread here is in Romanticide. For Romanticide, this is really, really poor creep spread. We usually see way better creep spread. Not quite the case here though. Alright, Links and Banes trying to push forward. Will not be able to get much of anything done. Here comes the double drop with the first 2 mines as well. There's not as many Marines as Cure probably would like over here. 5th base right now is being taken. This is a really important base, not only for mining but also for these larvae. There's no macro hatchery yet. Injects have been good out of Solar. Hydra Den is on the way as well, but it's still extremely important that Solar doesn't lose that base. Just can't afford it. Oh, very poor micro out of Cure. Almost loses a bunch of his Marines there. Does manage to pick it up in time. Now we have this double-pronged aggression, which isn't really intended to do any damage. He really only cares about taking out creep. Most of the time, before Terran gets 2-2, they're not really denying much of anything except for creep. They might get a couple of links, a drone here or there, but they're not really attempting to kill anything majority of the time. I think this medevac might almost die. It needs to be very careful there. These medevacs are way too low. 2 new medevacs show up. Mine is included. A second mine is even included. I can see it in there. Yep. I think these medevacs should just go home to get repaired, honestly. We still have a couple of units here in the middle. Is there still no armory, or what is this? He's not seeing it though. Maybe because it's in the grass. Ah, because it's in the grass, you don't see the red thing above it. The red hat, which means that they will stay invisible. Pre-split wasn't really there. Good mine hits helps out Cure though. Cure's pulling ahead a little bit in supply here, but this 2-2 started pretty late. 2-2 is already done here for Solar, so all of these small little fights that Cure is trying to take will now start going a little more, start shifting more into Solar's favor. Okay. 4 mine drop. Drilling Claws has finished up. Vehicle plating level 1 is also done. We have 3 mines being produced at the same time. Good scan, we'll be able to take out a couple more tumors. A lot of these links are actually gonna go down as well, but 2 upgrades are really nice. Even without Banelings, you can kind of fight. Let's take a look at the response time here out of Solar. See something on the minimap? Yes. No. Yes. I think he knows what time it is. Yep, it is time here for these mine drops. Doesn't really get much of anything though. Sport over there will help out. These mines will also try to burrow, but didn't quite manage to burrow in time. This medevac over here is going to be going into this third base. There's no spore here, and that's painful. There's nothing in position here. Oh no. No reaction here out of Solar, or almost no reaction. At least not when it comes to using the drones. Loses 8 workers, not the end of the world. 3 mines also, of course, are an asset that Cure could have used in any upcoming pushes, especially once 2-2 finishes. Because around the time 2-2 finishes is the time that Terrans usually max out, and that's when they really have their window where they can start doing a lot of damage before the lurkers are out. Because as we can see, Seismic Spines is on the way, Vipers are out already, and Solar is pushing back this push. I think Solar is in a fantastic spot right now. 95 workers. He is lacking creep threat, I'll admit to that. But he hasn't really taken... Oh my god, Cure completely forgetting to micro there for a second. It's not going to be too helpful. +2 infantry weapons is about to finish up as well. We're on 8 barracks, I think. Yep, 8 barracks. 4 with tech labs, which means that the Marauder production is kicking off as well. A lot of these medevacs are pretty low. There's a lot of lurkers here already. That's interesting. Lurkers are burrowing to kill a mine. Well, next to them, their brothers are getting slaughtered by these Marines and Marauders. I think Solar's just going to go for it, and I think Solar's going to have a pretty decent chance of just straight up winning the game. I mean, what is there really here to defend? There's a single tank, there's 2 mines, but there's no real long range. 2 tanks total, there's 3 more on the way. Triple Factory is the weapon of choice here for Cure, who is also going for a bit of a counterattack, which Solar isn't prepared for, and Solar is maxed out, or was maxed out before. He isn't as maxed out anymore. A lot of workers are going down already on the side of Cure, but this base is also going to be going down. We have a semi-base trade coming in here. Links are being sent back. Are Banelings in the army? No, they're not. Which means that Marines and Marauders are going to have a brilliant fight. Mine should burrow. Mine should burrow. There we go. Took his time, but we'll be able to take out a lot of these Links. Melee attacks level 3 are about to finish up, and I think Solar will be able to clean this up. 90 workers still left for him. His income is looking brilliant. Are the Vipers still alive? Oh, yes, they are. 2 Vipers alive, which means that tanks are a lot less useful than they usually would be. As the lurkers still denying this 3rd base, and as a result of that, this 5th base also really can be mined from. Good luck sending a couple of SCVs there. 3 medevacs arrive a bit early to the party. The invitation's at 9 o'clock. They showed up at 6 before you even had your own dinner. Can't really let them stand in front of the door, but you don't really want to share your dinner with them. We all have that one friend. Or multiple friends. Ooh, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick... Oh, a little bit sloppy once again out of Cure. Cure is not looking to be in the hottest spot here. He's getting a nice tank count. And has loaded up 2 medevacs to potentially go for a drop. These Vipers are looking for the medevacs though, and I think they will find them. Yep, Solar. This was a concentrated effort to really get something going here. At the same time, we have a big effort attacking this planetary base here. Single swarm host showing up as well. We'll be able to take out a single SCV. As a double drop is hitting the left side bottom. What is this? The 6th base. I keep thinking that Solar is already on like 8 or 7 base, but really he's only on 5 mining bases, which isn't all that much. He does have a lot of workers, but his natural is going to be mining out. His 3rd will soon start mining out as well. They were technically just stuck on, what, 2.5, 3 bases maybe. Of course, Cure also isn't looking like the hottest man alive currently. +3 did finish up. Vehicle weapons level 1 is done as well. Cure's just trying to turtle up. He just doesn't want to die at this point. Does he even have a Ghost Academy yet? Ghost Academy hasn't even started. Oh, never mind. It's about to finish up. So Ghost Tank is going to be what Cure will be going for. This base hasn't felt safe for a while now. We have 4 orbital commands. We have loads of scans available. Double drop once again is coming in here. Solar trying his best to defend against that. Of course, with the adaptive talents, the lurkers will be able to burrow fast and deal with that. A couple of lurkers went down against the scan, I can only imagine. I wasn't quite paying attention. 5th orbital is going down, and now come the Vipers. No? Where's the Vipers? Okay, Vipers are coming in. I think a single abduct on both of these. There's a lot of tanks, but there's not that many Marines, which means that these Links and Banelings are dishing out a crap ton of damage. Now the Vipers are coming in. Perhaps Blinding Cloud? No, nothing. Vipers say, well, I don't think... Oh, actually, you'll need me guys here. I'm gonna save my energy for perhaps a distant future. So it seems like Solar's just kind of pushing over Cure here, and Cure, well, I mean, he's trying to muster up a defense, but it's not quite working out. 4 ghosts are out, these mines are not even going, well, might be able to burrow over here. 6 tanks do remain, so another drop hits here the middle base. 6 base for Solar, but 2 more drops over here. Viking has been patrolling this area for the past 5 hours. Now the lurkers are trying to start attacking up onto the high ground with overseer vision. That will be something that Solar indeed can do. Yeah, he hasn't really been mining from his third base. Third base still has all the mineral patches remaining. Look at what's going on. I'm not liking Cure's position at all. He's pushing in units, but there's no scan right now. These lurkers are just sending spines after spines after spines. Then they get scanned and they just move back a little bit. There's a couple of snipes available. Perhaps Cure can do something there, but he just doesn't have the income. It's 3k minerals a minute against 1,000. 500 gas against 1,200. And I think with this push, Solar is going to seal the fate of Cure. 2 tanks at the fort base are going to get taken out. Lurkers are in position. Forces a lift. All of these SCVs are going to go down. And Cure right now mining from 2 mineral patches in the natural. Nothing in the main. And he's going to be the poorest Terran in the world. As the lurkers are pushing up. Cure can't believe it. Does not want to leave yet. But he doesn't really have another option at this point. 199 supply against 86. GG gets called. And Solar wins this banger of a game here on Romanticide. Congratulations to him. Good job. Alright. That's going to be it for me. If you liked it, smash the like button. And if you didn't like it, subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 17,000 subscribers. And at 150,000, I will be releasing a new Christmas single. So I'll see you guys then. Bye bye.